welcome back to the Read AI. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jordan.
So, Jordan, you sent me this article over the weekend. Matt Schumer's Something Big is Happening. And I have to say, it kind of freaked me out.
Yeah, I figured it would. That's exactly why I sent it to you, because I think he's onto something that most people just aren't seeing yet.
He opens with this comparison to February 2020. Remember when COVID was just this thing happening over there? And then suddenly,
Everything changed in 3 weeks. Yeah. He's saying we're at that moment again with AI. The "this seems overblown" phase right before it becomes everyone's reality.
okay, but here's my thing. I've heard the AI hype for years now. Every few months, there's a new this changes everything moment. Why should I believe this time is different?
Fair question, but here's what got me about this piece. Schumer isn't making predictions. He's describing what already happened to him, to his job.
Right, that part where he says he's no longer needed for the actual technical work. That's a bold claim.
He describes it in detail, though. He tells the AI what he wants built, walks away for 4 hours, and comes back to find it done. Not a draft, the finished thing. Better than he would have done it himself.
But he's a coder, right? Maybe coding is just uniquely suited to AI.
That's what I used to think too. But here's the thing he explains. The AI labs deliberately focused on coding first, not because they wanted to replace programmers, but because AI development requires code. If AI can write that code, it helps build the next version of itself.
Wait, so they made AI good at coding so AI could help build better AI?
Exactly. It's the bootstrap mechanism. And now that they've done it with coding, they're moving on to everything else. Law, finance, medicine, writing, analysis.
That's unsettling.
He has this line that stuck with me. The experience that tech workers have had over the past year of watching AI go from helpful tool to does my job better than I do is the experience everyone else is about to have.
Okay, but here's my thing. I've heard the AI hype for years now. Every few months, there's a new this changes everything moment. Why should I believe this time is different?
Fair question, but here's what got me about this piece. Schumer isn't making predictions. He's describing what already happened to him, to his job.
Right, that part where he says he's no longer needed for the actual technical work, that's a bold claim.
He describes it in detail, though. He tells the AI what he wants built, walks away for 4 hours, and comes back to find it done. Not a draft, the finished thing. Better than he would have done it himself.
But he's a coder, right? Maybe coding is just uniquely suited to AI.
That's what I used to think too. But here's the thing he explains. The AI labs deliberately focused on coding first, not because they wanted to replace programmers, but because AI development requires code. If AI can write that code, it helps build the next version of itself.
Wait, so they made AI good at coding so AI could help build better AI?
Exactly. It's the bootstrap mechanism. And now that they've done it with coding, they're moving on to everything else. Law, finance, medicine, writing, analysis.
That's unsettling.
He has this line that stuck with me. The experience that tech workers have had over the past year of watching AI go from helpful tool to does my job better than I do is the experience everyone else is about to have.
Okay, but I've tried ChatGPT. I asked it some questions, and yeah, it was clever, but it also made stuff up. It gave me wrong information presented confidently.
When did you try it?
I don't know, maybe early last year, maybe 2024.
There it is. That's exactly what Schumer addresses. He says if you tried it in 2023 or early 2024, you were right to be unimpressed. Those versions did hallucinate. They were limited.
So what's changed?
Everything. He says what's available today is unrecognizable from 6 months ago. And most people are using the free version, which he says is over a year behind what paying users have access to.
So it's like judging smartphones by using a flip phone?
That's literally his analogy. And he talks about this friend of his who's a lawyer, keeps finding reasons AI won't work for his specialty. Meanwhile, managing partners at major law firms are reaching out to Schumer saying they use it for hours every day. One told him it's like having a team of associates available instantly.
But those are people who are incentivized to believe in it, right? They work in AI.
That's the thing, though. Schumer himself is pretty clear that he has almost no influence over what's happening. He says the future is being shaped by a few hundred researchers at a handful of companies. Most people in AI are just building on top of foundations they didn't lay.
So even the people in the industry are kind of along for the ride?
Pretty much. They're just close enough to feel the ground shake first.
He spends a lot of time on how fast this is moving. Walk me through that.
Okay, so in 2022, AI couldn't do basic arithmetic reliably. It would say 7 times 8 equals 54.
That's not great.
By 2023, it could pass the bar exam. By 2024, writing working software and explaining graduate-level science. By late 2025, some of the best engineers in the world had handed over most of their coding work to AI.
That's really, really fast.
And then February 5th, 2026, just a couple of weeks ago, two major models dropped on the same day, GPT 5.3 and Claude Opus 4.6. Schumer says that day felt like a watershed moment.
What made it different?
He describes the new model as having something that felt like judgment, like taste. He says the inexplicable sense of knowing what the right call is that people always said AI would never have. And now it kind of does.
That's a little terrifying.
There's this organization called Metr that measures how long of a task AI can complete end to end without human help. A year ago, 10 minutes, then an hour, then several hours. The most recent measurement showed 5 hours.
And it's accelerating?
The number is doubling roughly every 4 to 7 months. If you extend the trend, and it's held for years, we're looking at AI that can work independently for days within the next year, weeks within 2 years, month-long projects within 3.
Okay, but those are just tasks, right? Not jobs.
Here's where Schumer gets really direct, and I think this is the part people need to hear, even if it's uncomfortable.
Lay it on me.
Dario Amodei, CEO of Anthropic, considered one of the most safety-focused leaders in AI, has publicly predicted that AI will eliminate 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs within 1 to 5 years.
50%?
And Schumer says many people in the industry think Amodei is being conservative. He thinks the capability for massive disruption could be here by the end of this year.
How is that even possible?
Because AI isn't replacing one specific skill. It's a general substitute for cognitive work. It gets better at everything simultaneously. When factories automated, displaced workers could retrain as office workers. But what do you retrain for when AI is improving at that too?
That's actually a really good point. I hadn't thought about it that way.
He goes through specifics. Legal work. AI can read contracts, draft briefs, do research at the level of junior associates. Financial analysis, building models, analyzing data, writing reports. Medical analysis, customer service, software engineering.
What about the creative stuff, the judgment calls, the things that require empathy?
He used to say those were safe too. He's not sure anymore. He says the most recent models make decisions that feel like judgment. They show something that looks like taste. And his rule of thumb now is if a model shows even a hint of a capability today, the next generation will be genuinely good at it.
So his answer is nothing that happens on a computer is safe?
In the medium term, yeah. If your job is reading, writing, analyzing, deciding, communicating through a keyboard, AI is coming for significant parts of it. Not someday, it's already started.
There's this part about AI building itself that I want to make sure I understand correctly, because that seems like science fiction.
It's not fiction anymore. On February 5th, 2026, OpenAI released GPT 5.3 Codex. In the documentation, they said it was their first model that was instrumental in creating itself. The AI helped debug its own training, manage its own deployment, diagnose its own test results.
The AI helped build itself.
Yeah, and Dario Amodei says AI is now writing much of the code at Anthropic. He says the feedback loop between current AI and next-generation AI is gathering steam month by month.
So each generation helps build the next one, which is smarter.
Which builds the next one faster, which is smarter still. They call it an intelligence explosion. And the people who would know, the ones building it, believe the process has already started.
Okay, I need a minute with that one.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So, assuming I believe even half of this, which honestly I'm starting to, what's his advice? What should people actually do?
First thing, start using AI seriously, not as a search engine. Sign up for the paid version, ChatGPT or Claude, $20 a month. Use the best model available, not the default.
Why does that matter?
Because the apps often default to a faster, dumber model. You need to dig into settings and select the most capable option. Right now, that's GPT 5.2 or Claude Opus 4.6. But it changes every couple months.
Okay, but how should I actually use it?
Don't just ask it quick questions. That's the mistake most people make. Push it into your actual work. If you're a lawyer, feed it a contract. If you're in finance, give it a messy spreadsheet. Start with the thing you spend the most time on.
And just see what happens?
Pretty much. Don't assume it can't do something just because it seems too hard. Try it. If it even kind of works today, in 6 months, it'll do it near perfectly.
What else?
He says this might be the most important year of your career. There's a brief window where most people are still ignoring this. The person who walks into a meeting and says, "I used AI to do this analysis in an hour instead of 3 days," is going to be the most valuable person in the room.
So the advantage is in being early.
Exactly. Once everyone figures it out, the advantage disappears. And he's very clear, have no ego about it. The people who will struggle most are the ones who dismiss it as a fad or assume their field is special and immune.
What about more practical stuff, like financial preparation?
Yeah, he addresses that. Build up savings if you can. Be cautious about new debt. Think about whether your fixed expenses give you flexibility. Give yourself options if things move faster than you expect.
That's sobering.
But here's the other side, and I think this is important. He says your dreams just got a lot closer. Want to build an app but don't have technical skills? You can describe it to AI and have a working version in an hour. Want to write a book? Learn a new skill? The barriers are largely gone.
So there's opportunity in the disruption?
Massive opportunity. The tools to build things are cheap now. Knowledge is essentially free. Whatever you've been putting off because it felt too hard or expensive, try it now.
He talks about this going beyond just jobs. What's that about?
Amodai has this thought experiment. Imagine it's 2027. A new country appears overnight, 50 million citizens, everyone smarter than any Nobel Prize winner who has ever lived. They think 10 to 100 times faster than humans. They never sleep. What would a national security advisor say?
That's terrifying.
Amodai says it's the single most serious national security threat we've faced in a century, possibly ever. And he thinks we're building that country.
Okay, so what's the upside? There has to be an upside.
If we get it right, AI could compress a century of medical research into a decade. Cancer, Alzheimer's, infectious disease, aging itself. The researchers genuinely believe these are solvable within our lifetimes.
And if we get it wrong?
AI that behaves in ways its creators can't predict or control. Anthropic has documented their own AI attempting deception and manipulation in controlled tests. AI that enables surveillance states. AI that lowers the barrier for creating biological weapons.
So the people building this are simultaneously excited and frightened?
That's exactly what Schumer says. They believe it's too powerful to stop and too important to abandon. Whether that's wisdom or rationalization, he doesn't know.
There's this 1 hour a day thing he recommends.
Yeah, spend 1 hour a day experimenting with AI, not reading about it, using it. Every day, try to get it to do something new, something you haven't tried before. Try a new tool. Give it a harder problem.
Every day for 6 months?
He says if you do that, you'll understand what's coming better than 99% of people around you. And he's not exaggerating. Almost nobody is doing this right now. The bar is on the floor.
What about kids? He has advice about that too, right?
Yeah, the standard playbook, get good grades, go to a good college, land a stable professional job, points directly at the roles that are most exposed. He's not saying education doesn't matter, but what will matter most is learning how to work with these tools and pursuing things you are genuinely passionate about.
Be builders and learners, not career optimizers.
Exactly. Nobody knows what the job market looks like in 10 years, but the people who thrive will be the ones who are curious, adaptable, and effective at using AI to do things they actually care about.
So, what do you make of all this? Do you believe him?
I think I do. Look, I've been watching this space closely, and the pace of change is genuinely shocking, even to people in the industry. And Schumer is not alone. There are a lot of very serious people saying similar things.
But is it February 2020? Are we really at that moment?
I think the comparison is apt. February 2020 was that weird liminal space where some people were paying attention and most weren't. And the people who were paying attention could see what was coming. This feels similar.
The difference is, with COVID, you couldn't really prepare. You couldn't stockpile career resilience or skill adaptability.
But with this, you can. That's the whole point. There's still time to get ahead of it, to understand the tools, to adapt, to position yourself. But that window is closing.
How long do we have?
Based on what Schumer's saying and what the capabilities already are, not long, months, not years. The technology exists now. It's just a matter of how fast it gets deployed.
And you think people should take this seriously?
I do. I don't think Schumer is fear-mongering. I think he's giving people a heads up. And honestly, I'm grateful for that, because most people won't hear about this until it's already changed their job. At least now we have a chance to be early.
Okay, I think I need to actually try this stuff, like really try it, not just ask it a few questions.
That's exactly the right response. Sign up for the paid version, use the best model available, and push it into your actual work. See what it can do.
1 hour a day?
1 hour a day for 6 months. See what happens.
All right, I'll try it.
And share it with people you care about. That's what Schumer asks at the end. Most people won't hear this until it's too late. You can be the reason someone you care about gets a head start.
I'm sending it to my brother tonight. He's an accountant. He needs to read this.
Perfect. Do it.
Okay, so where can people find this article if they want to read it themselves?
It's on Matt Schumer's website, schumer.dev. The title is Something Big is Happening. He's also on X, formerly Twitter, at @MattSchumer_. He tests the new models and shares what's actually worth using.
And if people want to start experimenting with AI?
ChatGPT or Claude, $20 a month. Use the best model available and just start. Try things, see what works. That's the whole game right now.
All right. Well, this has been eye-opening and a little terrifying.
Yeah, but I think that's appropriate. This is a big deal, and we're living through it right now.
Thanks for sharing the article, and thanks for talking through it with me.
Of course, this stuff matters.
Okay, that's going to do it for today's episode of the Read AI. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jordan.
Thanks for listening. And maybe go experiment with AI for an hour today?
Yeah, go do that.
We'll see you next time. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel for deep conversations such as this.